Hey, what's up, chat room? What's up, everybody watching later on? Man, I'm laughing because the rage is exploding right now. And I want to just take a look, periodically on this channel. I call myself an armchair anthropologist. And that's because I love to one of my hobbies is to just look at what's going on in society and study it and try to make sense of it. I'll be wrong a lot. I'll be right sometimes. But it's not about being wrong or right. It's about the activity of observing the environment that I live in. And for as much as we've gone through as a people, as much as I've gone through personally, I ain't mad at nobody. Like, I have no anger towards anybody. I've had periods of anger. We all have periods of anger, but anger is something that you have and you process and you get over. Somehow, the people who have the greatest access to wealth, people that come from money like Tucker Carlson, like Dave Portnoy, and they just mad. And they're raging, and their fear levels are going through the roof. And I'm sitting back like, what you mad at? You know? It can't be that bad. But regardless of that, it's happening. And so since it's happening, I want to break down some videos. We're going to just play a couple videos from a couple different channels just to see what's going on out there in the world. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try our best over here to make some sense of it. All right? Let's see here. All right, cool. I had to go ahead. We're going to talk about that. And also, the other topic we're going to talk about, I almost forgot about my secondary topic. My other topic we're going to talk about is Hollywood is dead, y'all. Hollywood is dead. This past summer, do y'all know that Hollywood hasn't had a blockbuster in over 3 months? A film that is like gone like beyond what they thought could be. Hollywood has been flopping more than Vlade Divac, LeBron James, and James Harden combined. You know when Hollywood didn't flop? When it released Sinners. Black folks got one movie this year and knocked that motherfucker out the park like Barry Bonds. So we're gonna talk about how Hollywood is dead, and we talked about it a little bit last night about but we're gonna expound upon it. How basically the ending of the oversaturation of TV and the lack of good TV programming is playing a large role in a lot of people paying more attention to politics and getting disenchanted with politics and each other. All this works together. But first off, before I get into it, thank y'all chat room for joining. What's up, AW1? I appreciate the super chat. Appreciations on the super chat, AW1. And if y'all want to hit me on the Cash App, y'all can put in $ Dewan B1. It should have been up there already, but it's not. Write that in. $ Dewan B1 in the Cash App. Let me see here. Background color. Yep. Let's make the background green because Cash App is green. For the love of money. There we go. Cash App is green. There we go. Put that. Bam. And let's do y'all remember this is off topic. We about to get started. Do y'all remember that dude that used to come on real late at night? Reverend Kearney? When he'd be like, God. Do y'all remember him? If he was around back in the 90s and the 2000s, you be coming home from the club and you go to sleep and about 3 in the morning, somebody be like, and God said. Y'all remember Reverend Kearney? God. You watch you like before we went to the club, we watching BET Uncut. And then when you get home, the TV is still on BET Uncut. But it's 2 in the morning. And now you be going to sleep and all you hear is God. And you be like, what the fuck just happened? Y'all remember him? Yeah, that was the man right there, Reverend Kearney. Reverend Kearney Thomas, that was his name. We about to get started. But this was him.
Why?
Y'all remember this? Yeah. Oh, shit. Hold on. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember this?
Because he cared for you. Don't you know that God is so concerned about you?
This was a shit, nigga. If you was watching BT Uncut back in the day.
I mean, you're going through hell right now. And you're needing God to work the miracle for you. That God will not only...
You remember that? It be 2001. You go to sleep with the TV on, whatever. You go to sleep, you forget to hit the sleep button. You knocked out. And then you hear something, and then all of a sudden you...
But God will answer my prayers.
Hey, you young niggas don't know shit about this.
For you, for God to work in your family. And God will do it for you.
Hey, that was part of growing up in the 90s. That was part of growing up in the 90s, yo. That was part of growing up in the 90s. See, that's how we are as a people. All the shit we go through, man, we still know how to have a good time. But let's get into it. Point number 2. Point number 1. So let's get into this white male rage that we're talking about here. And how angry they are. And also, not just anger, how scared they are. See, what I'm going to say is this, and I'm going to lay my point out front. Yes, we're talking about rage and anger, but really what it is fear. Understand this. The rage and the anger, the complaining and the bitching, that's all smoke and mirrors. That's all smoke and mirrors. Because what's under that is fear. These motherfuckers are scared. So the fear is being expressed through rage and anger. Please understand that, okay? Please understand that. Because oftentimes we can get sidetracked in the chat, not just in the chat, in our own, not just the chat, but in our own minds. Why are they like this? Why are they so mean? And again, this does not go for all white people. No, it doesn't. This isn't about white people. Let me make that very clear. This is about the white supremacist. And what is the white supremacist? The person that believes the white man is entitled to the supreme position through law, land, labor, politics, sports, education, entertainment, and y'all know the other needy fuller. My dyslexic ass be forgetting this shit off the top of my head. I got the concept book right here, the compensatory code concept book, and if you care about replacing the system of white supremacy with a system of justice, you should have this book too. The United Independent Compensatory Code Concept book. But economics, entertainment, labor, law, politics, there we go, religion, sex, war, counter war. That's what a white supremacist is. The belief of the inherent supreme position. How do we come up with the term white supremacist? Let's be very clear. That's a term that they used when they created the country. Even President Lincoln said that if he can hold the Union together and still maintain the white man's supreme position, he'd do it. Lincoln believed the white man inherently deserved the supreme position. That's what we mean by white supremacy. It does not mean that they're a better person than you. It doesn't mean that they have supreme intelligence, supreme thought, or none of that stuff. People have to learn how to depersonalize things. There is, hold on. Oh, okay, yeah, that was we are well, I'm sorry, I'm texting back. We got a good show at the Hidden History Museum that we planning for December 30th. I got some pretty big name comics that I want to announce, but one of them just texted me back, so I'm not gonna announce his name yet. But y'all gonna love him. I got three really big names so far, ready to get down December 20th. So, but that's another subject. We'll get to that. Back to what we're talking about. We have to learn how to depersonalize things. If I say that the person that owns the company, let's say the person that owns the company and runs the company, if I say that they have the supreme position over me, it doesn't mean that they're a better person than me. I can't take it personal that the person that owns my company that I work for is in a supreme position over my employment status. That's not personal. That's business. That's I got hired into this company. This is where I am. And the relationship between me and the person that owns the company isn't personal. It's a business transaction. The system of white supremacy isn't personal. It's a business. It's a group of people who descend, and it's a small group. The real white supremacists is a very, very, very small group of people. Everybody that we see out here, from Dave Portnoy to even Elon Musk and Nick Fuentes, these are minions of white supremacy. They're the foot soldiers that apply and do what their part in maintaining the system for the few wealthy elite that use this particular system to keep the people of the earth divided. Okay? So, years and years and years ago, when this place was named Turtle Island by a lot of the natives in the Iroquois Confederacy, this place was known as Turtle Island. There were wars. And from 1492 All the way through the late 1890s, there were wars on this land, starting with the Spanish in 1492 when they attacked the West Coast, the French in the 1500s when they came up the middle, the Dutch, the Anglo-Saxons, they came and created war on this land and war on the planet, flipping over governments that existed on these lands before they got here. From there, they enslaved some of the people that were prisoners of war. And when they had this 400 long year war, it wasn't just, okay, they just swept through here and took the land. No, it took hundreds of years. And there was lots of fights that they capitalized on. They didn't necessarily win a lot of direct conflict wars. They took advantage of schisms between tribes, not only here in America, same thing in Africa, same thing they're doing right now in the Middle East with the goddamn Taliban and all them motherfuckers. Play one tribe against the other, have them fight one another, have the winner give the loser your land, and when the winner's nice and drunk and tired from war, then pounce on them and take their land too. But it took about 400 years for this plan to go from East Coast to West Coast because California wasn't fully settled until the 1880s when General Allensworth, a black Buffalo soldier, settled what's now known as the Sequoia region, where you can drive up through California, Highway 99, cut on off over there, and you can drive through this big ass tree named General Sherman. That was settled by a black Buffalo soldier. And that's when, even though California became a state in the 1800s, 1849 when it became a state, something like that, it wasn't completely settled until the 1880s. In Washington state until the 1890s. So it took hundreds of years for these wars, proxy wars, and not just wars, signing over land, treaties that weren't honored. Okay, we're going to get this side of the river, you get that side of the river, and then 30 years later, you know what? I want that side of the river too. Treaty? What treaty? Let me give you these. When the men go away to hunt, we're going to come through Andrew Jackson, and we're going to rape the women and children while the men are away to hunt. And then when the men come back, we're going to settle in their forts and then ambush them and kill them when they return. That's what Andrew Jackson was good at. Andrew Jackson got his ass beat in a lot of those seminal wars in the 1820s. Okay, made that very clear. Andrew Jackson lost a hell of a lot of head up fades. So he became a squeamish little buzzard bitch ass bastard that ambushed women and children when the men were away. Quick history lesson to show how we got here. So now we here. Those white folks didn't fight no 500 some odd years of war to not feel guaranteed the supreme position. Okay? So when you deal with the white men who identify as white supremacists, these are the people that identify with the spoils of war and the guaranteed position of the supreme position. And when you listen to people like Dave Portnoy, Nick Fuentes, hell, I don't even know why the fuck he even in this conversation. He part of the people that got conquered. His people didn't win shit. He was a victim. That's why they had to come to America. I'm sorry, from Mexico to the United States. He was already in America. But Nick Fuentes had to go from Mexico to the United States because his people were fucked. But that's one thing about what I was saying about the foot soldiers of white supremacy. Most of these people ain't shit. They come from ain't shit. They ain't won shit. They ain't did shit. But since they've gotten to America, they've assumed the foot soldier role for those in control of the real power that guarantees position based on colors of skin. All right. So now that we've given that historical background, what's up, Big E? What's up, Prester John? What's up, everybody in the chat room? Black McBain, Felix Speaks. Thank y'all for joining. So now that we've gotten the historical context out of the way, remember, we always want to talk about and add historical context because nothing makes sense without knowing how we got here from how we got here. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? So anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. What's up, Tammy Dorsey? TY. So that's the historical context. And so now you got these people who've been known to punch down: Laura Loomer, Dave Portnoy, Tucker Carlson. They now have an issue that people are punching back. So I want you to, I got the idea from this. I was listening to Sabby Sabs earlier. I like her program. Check Sabby Sabs out. Very direct to the point. I love the way Sabby Sabs delivers news. Sometimes I be watching her channel, be thinking like, man, I wish I could just sometimes just get to the point and deliver the news the way she delivers the news, because like she's a really good news channel. I'll be having to talk shit, go all in circles and come back and wimp them and whoop the wimp and boom the bamp. Sabby Seals knows how to just boop, boop, boop. But salute to her channel. She's always has really good information. You said get CP back on the stage. I will get CP back on the stage. This show looking like it's going to be a 90s throwback. I got Buddy Lewis confirmed. I'm working on Faison Love, and I'm working on somebody else who I don't want to mention yet. But that's what it looks so like we might do like a 90s throwback, Def Comedy Jam throwback style show this coming December. But I will get CP back on the stage. But let's go back. Let's go to watch this. I hope Sabby Seals don't send a strike my way. I would encourage you to go to her channel, because it was her channel where I saw this. And I'm not about to go ahead. I could have found the CBS interview directly, but I want to give credit to the internet channels that pointed me in the direction. Listen to this.
Crossing a line, but for his efforts to draw one on anti-Semitism.
I've seen in my own experience, just being Barstool, the difference between how much hate I get. I mean, occasionally you get, hey, kike or Jew or whatever. It's every day now. Like, there's a definitive shift in what's going on. So yes, now I for me, being a Jewish person, like you gotta step up. You're kind of someone people look up to in the Jewish community. You have to be like, all right, this is not normal, with the guys. People are coming in with real hate.
Now, this is why you see how scared he is, and how oh my God, they're coming at me with real hate. I don't know if those of you who listen, y'all may not have heard this. Hold on, I ain't got no background music. Hold on, let me get some background music going. This shit's flat. There we go. So the first channel that I ever blocked on Twitter was Barstool Sports. We're talking like 2017. When I never really liked them, but around 2017, 2018, those mid-Trump years, when it looked like Trump was all but guaranteed a second term in a row, when the white supremacists got hella comfortable, Every single article on Barstool Sports that deals with black athletes was negative. Negative, 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 negative. Barstool Sports, the only time they would ever comment on something outside of sports will be about something negative with black people. Barstool Sports is one of the most absolute, and always has been since they've been around, one of the most racist ass outlets you can find. They never miss a moment to punch down on black people. This is a channel, a website, a social media site that is damn near, I call Barstool Sports the Stormfront of sports media. Y'all remember that website Stormfront? That I don't know if it's still around, but I remember they shut it down a while ago. That white supremacist website Stormfront that was around back in the day. Barstool Sports, they was just as bad. And this is a person that's all he does is put out. Now he playing victim. This isn't some innocent person. This isn't somebody who used his platform to just speak on sports. Look who they sponsor. They sponsor, like Barstool Sports are the ones behind Gilly and Wallow. And no disrespect to Gilly and Wallow, but look what the kind of niggas they put money behind. Pull your pants up ass niggas. Black folks ain't gonna get nothing we need out of that channel. That's gonna teach us what we really need to know outside of some street shit. Not gonna get no real game $1 million worth of bullshit. What game these niggas talking about? Yeah, Dion. Yeah, they had Dion pushing. Look, the niggas of today will push anything for some money. All the money and now they offer Shador a lot of money. Cause one thing about people like Portnoy and the white supremacists, like one thing, and this is the part that confuses a lot of black people. The white supremacist knows how to still make money on your black ass. Okay, racism has a dollar amount to it, and back during the times of slavery, if you were a buck that can carry extra weight, they fed you a bigger piece of chicken. You had greater access to wealth. Not wealth, money, because there were slaves that got paid. There were slaves, especially a lot of your athletes, slaves. A lot of your slaves got paid enough to buy their own freedom. But they thought, what's I gonna do free? Master take care of me. He nice. He don't treat me like those other slaves. What's I look like leaving? A lot of slaves got paid. They were slave athletes and they were also slave musicians. They got paid. Not all of them, but some of them did. The white supremacists they know what kind of niggas they can give a few dollars to. The diagnosis is excellence, black excellence at its finest. Much appreciate that. Some Ernest Willis. Yeah, Tim Black, Philip Scott, Sabby. I appreciate all those channels. Black Alpha Network, Tariq Nasheed's network. You know, I appreciate all those channels. You know what I mean? Different, diverse, points of views. What's her name? Whenever I see Tesla on TV, on IG, Vicky Dillard, It's a lot of good information out there. A lot of good information out there. But you see, one thing in common, ain't none of them motherfuckers sponsored by Barstool Sports.
How do
you guys believe that he?
I'm gonna go to this part.
What a joke.
you explain that line to people?
It's a tough one, and sometimes they always don't get it.
And just last week, a man was arrested for using an anti-Semitic slur at Portnoy while he was taping a video in Mississippi.
This dude got a white man arrested in Mississippi for saying a racist slur. Whoa. This dude is acting like a little bitch crying. He got somebody arrested? Black folk, I want to take that. I want us to think about that for a moment. Let's just pull back and think about that for a moment. Hold on. I need a break, y'all. I need to go. I just took over a new building to manage. I mean, I got to go through some of these files from this new building I took over to manage. What? He got somebody arrested in Mississippi? This ain't Santa Monica. This ain't Liberalville. He got somebody arrested in Mississippi. Message.
Success of Barstool and yourself is based on not being afraid to offend, right? Speech is speech, a joke is a joke. Do you see a connection between what you unleashed and what you now have to deal with?
No,
The white supremacist is the least accountable person on the planet. They're not accountable for shit. They get to go around and shit on everywhere they go, and everyone else is supposed to clean it up.
because I think Barstool and myself has always had a pretty good moral compass. So,
Moral compass? All you do is shit on black people. Let's see here. He probably won't have anything up now since he's in. I don't have anything bookmarked from Barstool Sports. Again, like I said, I unfollowed them back in 2017. And I doubt they have anything up recent now since he's acting like a little bitch. But he did talk shit about Angel Reese. Look at this. He called Angel Reese a classless piece of shit. October 11th. A classless piece of shit. The fuck that got to do with sports reporting? All right, we're going. I appreciate the super chat. You said, I feel like it's going to come to a point that we going to square up with the small hats and say, fucking with us. I don't distinct between small hats, between what size the hat is. They all share that same skin color. But for those who do, to me, right now, it may, and I hear what you're saying about having a square, but look, Pay attention right now. I'm glad you made that comment, Ira, in the chat. Right now, we're seeing the non-Jewish, the Catholic, the Anglo-Saxon Protestant, they're the ones right now that's trying to square up with the hats. Y'all pay, and that's why we're having this show. Because this isn't just about Dave Portnoy. This is about all these cats. Nick Fuentes is one of the main ones behind talking about them and going and what they're giving to those hats. Black folks, you know what we need to do right now? We need to sit our ass down and watch. Because there's a fight brewing between the white supremacists with a hat and the white supremacists with no hat. There's a rumble royal that's brewing between these motherfuckers. Yes, I said rumble royal. Listen to this dickhead right here.
And we played this game in the first term. We're 10 years in. And you still have these people, I hate to say it, but they're just like in denial. And they're like, okay, everybody, let's all go on Twitter and let's tell Trump, don't screw over your voters. Okay. Hey, Trump, don't hire John Ratcliffe in the CIA. Like, what are we doing? We lost. It's over. The time to make demands was during the election when he needed the votes. He's a lame duck president. He doesn't need anything from us. He's not.
Right there. Cameron Jackson, I appreciate the cash app, brother. Appreciate the cash app. Right there. Ain't that what we told Roland Martin about Biden? Listen to the right, the extreme right. They're sounding a lot like what we in the neutral left were saying. And I say neutral left because we're neither left nor right. We're neutral. But we were speaking to the left because the left was speaking to us. The right wasn't talking to us, so we couldn't do this with the right. They weren't talking to us. The left was. What did we say in 2019? You make your demands now. You do that stuff in 2019, 2020, and they didn't do it. Roland Martin said, we just gonna vote anyway. And then once they got in, they was I don't know what's going on with Biden. They're sounding a lot like how Democrats on the neutral left were sounding like in 2021 when it came to Biden. Didn't they? Don't they? When those of us that on the neutral left, did anybody from the right come and save us and say, hey, come on over here. We got what you need. We'll make sure you get that and get your votes on over here. Did they say that? No. What did they do? They stayed out of our fight. So guess what we gonna do? Sit your black ass down.
Not even on Twitter. He's on Truth Social. So what are you talking about? We're going to all rally and tell him, don't hire yet another neocon? Forget it. We tried that. I'm not playing that game anymore. Trump sold us out. He is the problem. He's cooked. And you know what? Look, I'm not saying damn him to hell. I think he's a net positive. His movement was necessary, but it was never the end-all be-all. He's a patriot. God bless him. But here's the point. He was never the end-all be-all. He was always a John the Baptist. He was always a prefigurement of what will come in the future. But people forgot that along the way. They thought we really were playing for like Heritage America and like what.
See? The anger is based in fear. And here's the reason why we got to stay out they fight. Here's why we got to stay out of it. Because the white supremacists with a hat and the white supremacists without a hat, their fight is over the same fear. The fear of genetic annihilation. That's why we don't draw distinctions between what religion these white supremacists serve. Nick Fuentes is a Catholic white supremacist. Tucker Carlson is a Protestant white supremacist. Dave Portnoy is a Jewish white supremacist. Their fight is who's going to control the money, who's going to control the direction society goes in. When the Protestant white supremacists and the Catholic white supremacists were the ones calling the shots and they didn't have another country named Israel that was getting all of that money, they treated your black ass the same. All right? When the Hats co-created the NAACP with the brothers and the black folks, they were getting shitted on in this country in the 1920s, 1930s. This is what you got to realize. The non-hat wearing white supremacist, the Protestant, he done kicked the Catholics' ass and he done kicked the Jews' ass. Can we do some American history? This country was founded by white Anglo-Saxon Protestant men. Those are the people that white supremacy in the hierarchy of things. They're the ones that's supposed to be on the top of the caste system. And for years, for centuries, they kicked the Catholics' ass. The whole point of them starting the Protestant church, which is the Church of England, by the way. King Charles is over that. Before that, Queen Elizabeth. They created the Protestant church as a protest because the Catholic Church divided slavery between the Portuguese and the Spanish. The differing of the church was over a difference of opinion on how the slave trade should go. Black folks, your black ass was the mark the whole time. So what the fuck you look like jumping in they shit? They were just mad that the Catholic Church gave all the slaves to the Portuguese and the Spanish. And the Anglo-Saxons was like, shit. I ain't about to go to no motherfucking Pope to get permission to own slaves. I'm going to create my own white ass church. And they did. And they kicked the Catholics' ass. This time 100 years ago, the Protestant was taking turns with the Catholic and the Jew. It was like, remember on wrestling, when they would get two people's heads together and they would knock them together and then they go like on the Three Stooges, that's what the Anglo-Saxon was doing to the Catholic and the Jew this time 100 years ago. Getting them by the head and knocking their craniums together. Am I lying? Chat room, tell me when I'm bullshitting. That's what they were doing. Appreciate the chat, the super chat. Russell Red, he said, Susan Dewambi, you know what's funny to me when they try to recruit non-white folks push their agenda like Myron Gaines. Right. And Nick Fuentes is Mexican. Yes, Russell Red. That's what they do. And that's how I started this show on how this place, Turtle Island, got conquered. You were playing the Muskogee versus the Cherokee. You look at the Yamasee War, the Yamasee tribe. The Yamasee between 1717 and 1715 and 1717, they was kicking them Anglo-Saxons' ass. So the white supremacists went and got the Cherokee. And they had the Cherokee beat the Yamasee. And that's how America got the northern part of Florida. That's how they got the northern part of Florida, what the Yamasee was. They had the Cherokee do it. The white supremacists is always recruited. And then when they done recruiting, they treat the ones that help do their work. They give them a few privileges for a few years, and then they knock their asses upside the head too if they too brown. And back then, the Cherokee was black. This time, 200 years ago. This time, 170. This time, 130 years ago. The Cherokee still looked like this. Black on black crime. Back to what we're talking about. They always recruit. And so, but the Protestant didn't. That's why if you go back to the election of Kennedy, it was never thought that Kennedy can win. Kennedy winning in 1960 was almost, not quite as extreme, but almost as extreme as Obama winning in 2008. If you ask somebody in 1920, 1930, 1940, hell, 1950, could a Catholic be the president? The answer was hell no, because of the deep divide between the Protestant and the Catholic. It's also why the Catholic got his ass Charlie Kirk before Charlie Kirk. It's one reason. But I digress. So when the Catholic and the hat got their weight up, what did they do to the black folks? The NAACP, the hats needed us in the 20s. And we helped them out. What did they do in return, Portnoy? Portnoy is talking about all this. He getting somebody arrested in Mississippi. Did he ever get, what about his own goddamn website? What do these people do with us and for us when they get on top? They join right on in with the Anglo-Saxon. They forget that the Anglo-Saxon was slapping them around. So now, the people with the hats got their own country, and they smacking Anglo-Saxons around. That's not my fucking problem. Not our problem. Because Dave Portnoy's people was getting smacked around by them other people. But what did they do? They came and started fucking with us. So we stay out of their fights, black folks. And we just watch. Let's just watch it happen. Let's just watch it happen. Let's just watch it happen. James, I appreciate the Cash App. Much appreciated on the Cash App. Now, this is what we got to deal with. I saw this on Dr. Short, and I Expose Racists and Pedos Twitter page. I like his page because he really does expose these people. This is what we mean by fear. They are all that rage. You got to be a sorry motherfucker to attack a 6-year-old kid. Look at this, y'all.
Hello, little guy. Bitch, I'm disappointed. Bitch, I'm disappointed.
He called the kid a bitch. Look at this little king right there. This old white man called that black kid, a 6-year-old boy, a bitch. You's a wretched soul to call a 6-year-old boy a bitch. And look at how this little young king stood up for himself.
Hello, little guy. Bitch, I'm disappointed. Bitch, I'm disappointed.
He said, move.
Sad. What's your name, man? Hello, little guy. Bitch, I'm disappointed. Bitch, I'm disappointed. Yeah, disappointed. Disappointed.
Yeah. What kind of sorry degenerate are you to call a kid a bitch? This is what I mean by that's fear. That's fear. He wouldn't come to me and you and say that. The white supremacist goes for this is what we mean by needed for the means by they go for soft targets. Y'all already if y'all need to go study Needy Fuller's YouTube channel, rest in peace, and please get his books, y'all. Please get his books. The compensatory guidebook and the word guide. Please get his books and watch his videos and watch hip hop cartoons. The hip hop cartoons channel is a great way. He's the person that does all the Needy Fuller videos in cartoon format. Go to Hip Hop Tunes and go to his channel and show your children his Needy Fuller cartoons. Because this is what Needy Fuller was talking about. I got a special place in my heart for the children, man, and the mental side that goes into our babies. Also, join the Patreon. My live I did yesterday is on Patreon. I played a bunch of music in yesterday's live, so YouTube took it down. I'm editing the music out, and I'll put it back up, but the show won't be as good. It'll still be good, but it's better with music. So go to my Patreon or join the members site. You'll get the video I did a couple days ago on there, okay? And this coming Sunday, we have class number 4 on the history of R&B coming up this coming Sunday, okay? But this is what it is. Now, let me go back to my bookmark. So you see them crying. And now look at this. Laura Loomer. This racist piece of shit right here. This is who Cube was talking about in this song. When Cube wrote this song,
white cave bitch.
when he wrote that song, he was talking about Laura Loomer. I appreciate the super chat, Marmaine. Keep our call going. I love what you do. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Much love. When Cube wrote that song, this is who he was talking about.
He's back right, bitch. I don't play that. Just because I got on my LA hat.
Ease back, white bitch. I don't play that. Just because I got my own. Man, come on now.
Devil sent you to try to tame us, but you can't tame me with no bitch named Amy.
That's Laura Loomer. She says, I'm going to say it. The GOP has a Nazi problem. And the more we pretend like we don't, the worse it's going to get. We do. Don't tell me we don't. This broad is Nazi number 1. Like, for real. All she does is talk about black people. But look whose side of the team she's on. Look at her, look at that flag right there. Uh-huh. See, she descends from the Jewish lineage, according to her, but she still teamed up willingly with people who she thinks are Nazis. She didn't. I remember when Elon Musk did this. Laura Loomer didn't say nothing. It's only a problem when it comes to them. This goes back to what I've been saying. At the end of the day, you cannot control cancer. Cancer is cancer. And white supremacy is a cancer. You cannot localize cancer and say, okay, look, we're going to put cancer in this human, because at the end of the day, we're a human body. White, black, Latino. I know a lot of people don't like, but we really are all in this together. We are. And I think us as black Americans know more than anyone else that as a human race, we're all in this together. Problem. Other races of people have been willing to take the devil's bargain to stand on top of our neck and to stand on top of us. That's been the problem. But when you willingly allow this one human body that we are one, and you give it cancer and say, I'm only going to put cancer over there in the ghettos where the Negroes live, okay, let's see how long that lasts. Because like Frankie Beverly said, we are one.
Oh, we are one. No matter what we do, we are one.
That's a fact. Yes, it's a fact. Problem is, you didn't want to believe it because you thought that you was better than us. So you said, we're going to go ahead and allow that cancer to fester on over there in the ghetto. All right. Now that cancer is over on your side. We ain't going to be the only ones with the cancer of hate. Hate is a cancer. We as black Americans, we understand this all too well. Somebody said we ain't. No. We are ones. We are one. Yeah, we are. We're on Earth. We trapped on this planet. We won. We can, you can feel how you feel about them. But I am one with the trees. We are one with the moose, the spiders, the clouds. We're one with the grass. We're one with all the things that nature allows to exist. We are one with the plants. We're one with the water. We're one with the oxygen, the nitrogen, and the carbon, the iron. You can feel how you want to feel, and that's not my problem. I can't tell you how to feel. But you can feel however you want, and that's cool. Everyone has the right and the autonomy to feel however they want. But when America is affected by something, even though it's something that white folks did, who feels it? We do. The same way we were affected by crack cocaine, what happened to them? Fentanyl. We just get the shit first and get them too. And you can't prove me otherwise. Now, again, we can feel how you want to feel about it, but we are one. The same way the whale and the barnacle are one. So that's just what it is. And now that this thing is coming their way, they don't know what to do. And a major reason why they're afraid is because the distractions are, for the most part, gone. Look at this article in the New York Times. 25 movies, many stars, 0 hits. Hollywood falls to a new low. Hey, people out there listening, what's the one thing that was a common thread this past summer? This past summer at the movie theater was white. While you got these Laura Loomers complaining, Dave Portnoy's people complaining, they had Sydney Sweeney out here, the whole good. Remember the Sweeney, the one that had the Good Jeans commercial? They had her playing the boxing, that boxing chick, Chrissy Martin, fail. This past summer was white, and more white. And then nobody go to the fucking movies. I tell you what didn't fail. Sinners. I see some of y'all in the chat having an issue with me saying we're one. We are. You don't argue with me. Just prove me wrong. That's all I got to say. If something affects one group of Americans that don't have an effect on others, or one people of the world that doesn't affect people across the world, prove it to me. Then I'll change my stance. My stance can be changed. I promise y'all that. I don't hold nothing that goddamn dearly. You give me some evidence, I will change my stance if you give me evidence that makes sense. But if you can't give me evidence that make sense, then I'll hold to my opinion, you can hold to yours. It's that simple to me. Somebody said white hate is the reason our leaders are dead. Yeah, you're right. That's proof we are one. Their hate led them to the point to where they went out and killed people. We are one. Thanks for the proof that we're one. You got a group of people that hate another group of people so much that they cannot stand to live on the planet with these particular people, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. So they go kill them. More proof we are one. What happens if you have something going on that's affecting you inside your body? What happens when you have a cold inside your body? You kill it. Because you're one with the cold. Even though you don't want that cold, the cold is still you. But you and that cold cannot coexist at the same time. So you take some amoxicillin, which I got to take I had a root canal last week. It's time for me to take my amoxicillin because I want to make sure that after having that root canal last week, that no viruses live inside my body. So I'm one with the virus. I don't want that virus out of me, so I got to take this amoxicillin and make sure that it kills off anything that tries to invade my body from the root canal. We're one. Thanks for proving my point. He said, Angela Jones said, keep one low frequency. Anyway, so let's back to the movies. These people choose to not put the Black American in summer blockbusters. They're choosing to not put out our stories. Let's go back to the 90s. Do y'all remember back in the 90s? You had a lot of black stories. And salute to the Eddie Murphy documentary. If y'all haven't seen Eddie Murphy's Being Eddie on Netflix, go and watch it. That shit was great. That shit was great. Eddie Murphy. But go back to movies like Boomerang. Such a beautiful film about just a love story. No ghetto bullshit, just a love story. They stopped putting those movies out. Those movies that didn't cost a whole lot. You had The Best Man, you had The Wood, Love and Basketball, Strictly Business, Boys in the Hood. Let's go down the list in the 90s. They were putting out stuff and making money and being good. And then what happened when they finally put money behind the blockbuster behind Ryan Coogler and Black Panther? Boom! What happened when it was just last year that they was complaining about. Remember when Sinners got that budget and when Sinners was released, you had these folks complaining, well, Sinners could technically be considered a flop because it got $100 million and it only made 120 the first weekend, and Sinners is still kicking ass. They gave a black filmmaker one shot this year to make a blockbuster, and what happened? 1 out of 1. Batting 1,000%. Yeah, Miss Stacy, higher learning. What is higher? What is learning? What is higher learning? What it is, man, rest in peace to that brother that was that poet. But I hated that nigga when he was alive. I didn't hate him. I just hated that style of poetry. I didn't know him. But every time I heard, what is higher? Remember that brother was in all kind of shit back in the mid-90s? What it is, my brother, is higher. I used to be like, dude, can somebody punch this guy? Oh, I used to hate that nigga. But that's because I'm goofy. But rest in peace. I forgot his name, but rest in peace to him. I know he died about 10 years ago. Probably longer than that. But I remember that part on Higher Learning. I used to always want to throw something at the wall and break a window, and that part came. Yeah, Higher Learning. What happened to movies like Higher Learning? What happened to movies like that? They say, no, we ain't going to do that. And they wanted to put all this money. See, what's happening with Hollywood is getting to the point to where they got to choose now. Do they want to keep pushing agendas, or do they want to make good movies? Hollywood has to decide, do you want agenda or do you want a good movie? And Hollywood has been choosing agenda over content. Her name was D Knowledge. Salute, Ben Frank. Thanks for that. But Hollywood has been pushing agenda. See, it's like what the great Sister Myra Moss says. All of these things, all of the systems have gotten totally corrupt. Nothing has been not corrupt in this country. There's always been levels of corruption in everything. But if you go back to the 90s and before, just like what happened in music, the same thing happened in movies. You had a lot of independent films, Lionsgate film, you had MGM films, you had Paramount here, you had Universal, NBC, you had Egyptian film, you had all these different people competing to make movies. So movies had to be good. You can push an agenda, but the movie had to be good back then. But throughout the 90s, everything getting bought up in the 90s, you got Universal buying NBC, you got Fox then you got CBS on HBO, and now you basically got 4 or 5 people putting out movies. You no longer have to push good movies. You can now just push agenda because I own all the movie theaters. The same way you can push bullshit. Everything that I said talk about what happened with music happened with the movies too. Everything you can say happened. You see happen with the music. It happened with the movies too. And that's why movies suck. And that's why movies suck. I see somebody in the chat room said they hope I open up the line, so I will. Fresco Live, you've been at it. You've been like real vocal and animated. So I want you to call in and let's have a discussion. Now, don't get too loud now. Be patient. I know you've had an issue with me saying that we are all one. So call in. The number's right there on the screen, 323-388-3315. You said you wanted me to call in? Call in. Only that person, nobody else. Yep, the 1996 Telecommunications Act was a turning point, right? When they got to own all the movie and the movie and radio, it was a wrap by then. It was a wrap. Let me see here. I said, don't disturb this groove. I'm waiting for you to pull up and call in. The phone line is open. You had an issue with me saying we are one? Call in. With the silly, silly games we play, we've got so much, and no matter how it settles down, whoa, we are one. Excuse my voice. We are one. No matter what we do, nigga. We are one. God damn it. You said you wanted me to open up the phone line. Now it's time. But no.
Call from.
Let's go.
What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Fresco calling out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. What it do? What it do?
I'm good, man. What's up? Out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So what's on your mind, Fresco?
I just disagree with you on the we are one thing, man. I look at it. I guess I'm looking at it from more of a DNA standpoint and how they act, and what they do that we don't do. And that comparison you made when I had said what I said. I said they killed our leaders with hate and stuff like that because everybody was saying, well, hate is poison, da 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 da. And I was like, well, white folks did wonders with their hate, and look where we're at now because of their hate, and that alone tells me right there we're not one because we don't hate like they hate.
Yeah, we do.
DNA.
Let's back this out. Let's back this up. Have you ever heard of the Dark Ages in Europe?
That don't have nothing to do with us.
Yes, it does. No, it's a direct connection.
No, it don't.
It does. No. I heard you out. You got to hear me out now. You made a point. Let me fix it. Have you heard of the Dark Ages in Europe?
Most definitely.
Do you know about the nigger kingdoms of Europe?
Most definitely.
You know about the Dragon Moors?
I know about all that. Dracos, all that. The hidden black nobility.
What were the dragons doing to them white folks for about 600 years? What was they doing?
They were
raping?
Messing over them. messing over them,
raping them,
yeah,
pillaging them.
yeah. But hold on, okay.
Those are their slaves, and they were treating their slaves like shit.
But
And
here's the thing.
here's the thing. No society is going to be permanently over. No society is going to be permanently under. You're dealing with people of the ice that are already have a certain level of coldness within their own society. They rape and pillage their own. 98% of the time, they're really killing each other more than they're killing us. Now, when our folks sold us out and gave them the keys to this Turtle Island kingdom that we have over here, they practice what they learned from us.
But the Moors are not us.
Dark. Yes, they are. Yes, we are. They're part of us. Who we are. Yes, we are. Yes.
No,
look, and I can trace it. I can trace it through the music. Who created the piano?
The Moors are not us.
We literally play Moorish instruments. Literally. Not African.
That don't mean that us.
Yes, it does. It means like who plays the piano? Who plays the piano better than Art Tatum? Nobody. That's our shit.
That don't have nothing to do.
Yes, it does. It works. Everything works together.
No,
yes, it does. Everything works together. And okay, let's take it outside of that. You said we don't hate like them. Okay. Let's play devil's advocate and say we don't hate like them. Fine. Do you understand that everything happens on a continuum? Hate, love is all on the same continuum. It's like night and day. That's like sitting at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Sunday saying, we don't get dark like Thursday at 9 p.m. It's still you.
All right. At a point in time, in not Moors in Europe, I'm talking the Aboriginal people of this land, which is us, where we raped and pillaged people. Name it.
Well, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Exactly.
I'll give it to you.
That's what I'm
saying. Don't exactly nothing. I'm a smart person. Sometimes I have to think. Let me think and answer you. Now.
All right, go ahead.
The Cherokee, the Iroquois, these were people that was already here. That was us. And these people came in and raped and pillaged alongside these white folks, the other tribes that they hated, and put them enslaved. Yes, they did. I literally gave an example. No. Don't use big words. I literally gave an example.
Oh, now I'm using big words.
Misnomer, yeah, because it was out of place. The reason why I said that was because literally, listen, brother, listen. I literally gave an example 45 minutes ago when I said that the Cherokee were used to defeat the Yamasee in 1715. That was black on black crime. Used to help them white folks out. Yes, the fuck they are. I'm Cherokee, nigga.
Cherokee is a whole misnomer. That's like saying we're black.
We are.
Everybody became Cherokee.
No.
At a certain point.
No, everybody didn't, because my other family members were Lenape. My other family members were Potawatomi. The ones in Virginia, the ones in Michigan were Powhatan. The ones in East Texas were Cherokee. The ones in Alabama were Creek. Bruh, what I'm saying is this. Everything is a continuum. Look, we don't hate like them. The same way 3:00 ain't dark, 3 a.m. ain't dark like 3 p.m. It's still the same shit. It's the same shit. It's the same.
Why does that make them one with us?
Because the earth is the same whether it's daytime or night. It's a law of nature. The earth.
These people are not of earth.
Prove it.
What? Really?
What do they breathe? Oxygen?
It don't matter. Hold on.
Can I get a blood transfusion from a white person? Can I get a blood transfusion? I don't want to get into the Can I get if a white person, hey, I don't do well with men. I I don't do well with men that scream. That's weird to me. I don't do well with that. You gotta talk like a man, brother. Oh, he hung up. He hung up. Back to what I was saying. He hung up. If I am O negative in my blood type, and a white man is O negative in his blood type, can I get a blood transfusion from him? Yes or no? Now, I can't get a blood transfusion from a beaver. I can't get a blood transfusion from a cow. I can't do a blood transfusion from a dog. But if another human, white, black, Indian, Mexican, if we're both O negative, then I can get a blood transfusion because what? We're the same species. It's the same shit. It's the same now. You may not like how it expresses itself, and Lord knows I don't like the way they express themselves. Still one. I don't like my own cousin. Don't mean he ain't my family.
But you haven't explained how they're one with us.
I just did. No. You haven't listened.
You said the earth, but that don't mean
No, bruh. I did not know. We're not gonna lie. I literally just explained how we're one. I literally did. Everything about us is the same outside of cultural differences. We have some genetic and bone structure. We have differences in our bone structure. We have differences, but guess what? Me as a Negro phenotype, I have a difference in my bone structure than the Asiatic, and Asian.
Exactly.
But it still don't mean we different. We still the same.
Yes, we are.
We can mate and reproduce. We can reproduce.
A fly can reproduce the same
there
way
you go.
Can reproduce. The same.
We can reproduce.
You're not gonna look at the lion the same way as a damn fly.
No, I'm not. Those are different, but they're still one.
Exactly. So how
but they're still one.
No, they're not one.
Everything on Earth shares the same. Look, we live in what's called an ecosystem. I need the butterfly to exist for me to exist. I need the snail.
Need white folks
yes, the fuck. We all need each other. They're here for a reason. We created them. They're here for a reason.
What reason?
Nature does not allow anything to exist that doesn't belong there.
Come on, Devon.
They're here for a reason. And you live under their system.
What reason? Okay, yeah, no shit. But what reason is that?
I don't know the grand design of Earth.
Oh my God, you don't know the damn reason.
Neither do you. Let me give you an answer. Let me give you an answer. Let me give you an answer. You don't know 99.9999999999999 things there is to know. Neither do I. All I said was we're one, and you haven't proven that we aren't. Now you prove
you haven't proven that we are.
No. You're the one that's saying that we aren't. Prove why are we not the same? Prove it.
Genetics alone.
Don't use words. No. Explain.
Don't use words. How the hell you want me to tell you?
Explain it. Don't just say genetics and walk away. Explain it.
Use words to explain it, Dewan.
Explain it. Don't use one word. Explain it.
You ain't even giving me a chance to explain. As soon as I say genetics, you talking about I can't use words.
Explain.
Our genetics are way different than theirs. From the melanin in our skin to the melanin inside of us. They don't have melanin inside and out. They have low levels of melanin, which makes them act a totally different way.
You just said two different things. Hold on. You said two different things. I want you to clarify what you said. You said they have no. Hold on. You said they have no melanin, and in your next sentence, you said they have low melanin. Which one is it?
They have low levels of melanin.
So they have melanin, right? So they have melanin.
They have
Thank you. We're one.
Their melanin,
they have melanin, right?
Is less.
They have. Hold on. I want to be very clear. Chat room. They have melanin, right? Thank you.
So
we're one.
Base it on that bit of melanin they have.
That's what. No. Right, you brought up melanin, not me. You brought it up.
They have low levels of melanin to the point that You might as well say they don't have melanin
No,
inside.
no. That's not how science works. Either you do or you don't.
No,
There's no
do
gray
work
area
like
here.
Science do work like science works.
There's no gray area. Do they have melanin or don't?
It's a lot. It's a lot. Because here's the thing. Some people say, oh, they don't they got pineal glands like us too. And it's like, okay. How? If they have low levels of melanin. Well, the pineal gland is small. You might as well say they don't have one if it's small.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. So does that mean that I'm not one with albinos?
Albinos is different.
No. Whenever. No. Hold on. And let me finish. In the plant world, anything that doesn't have melanin is called an albino. Yeah, albino plants. You have albino whales. You have albino dolphins. You got albino mushrooms. When things lack the melanin or chlorophyll or have low levels, they're called an albinoid species. But is the albino still not part of the family?
They have enough melanin to function in this damn piece.
Well, these people are functioning and they kicking your ass.
Oh, they kicking your ass too. That's why
exactly. I'm not under any illusions. I started the show talking about how we lost the war.
What type of language is that? But
so the thing, back to the point. Let me just finish it off because I'm not going to talk to you all day. I have things to do. You said let's retract. You said we're not the same. You said we're not the same. Your example on us not being the same was we have melanin, they don't have melanin. You then backtrack and say, yes, they do have melanin, but just not as much, which goes back to prove my point of a continuum. You have low levels of things, you got high levels of things. It's still the same goddamn thing. Okay. Thanks for giving us a call, brother. I don't have all day for that shit. I don't have all day for that. Do we like each other? No. We don't black and white tend not to get along. And I'll say the dislike generally goes in one direction. We are all the same. We are all one. Are we the same? Look, I didn't say we're the same, did I? See, this is where we get messed up. You get niggas coming in here like this saying, we're not all the same. I didn't say we're the same. I'm not the same as a flower, but I'm still one with that flower. I'm not the same as a tree, but the tree needs to breathe carbon dioxide and inhale my oxygen while I need to release oxygen and inhale that tree's carbon dioxide. I'm one with the tree. Because if the tree don't be a tree, I can't be me. It does not mean we're the same. I need intelligence here. I need intelligent people. I need intelligence. One doesn't mean the same. Nitrogen and oxygen aren't the same, but they're one. They weren't created 2,000 years ago. They were here before that. They were created 8,000 years ago. Not 2,000 years ago, Angela Jones. 8,000 years ago. Not 2,000 years ago. Let's see. Somebody keep calling. I only want to take one call. I'll see. What's up, Carl? What's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, though? Jack Thor from Cincinnati.
Jack Star from Cincinnati.
What's going on, brother? How you doing? You all right?
I'm good, man. I didn't want to take no more calls. What's on your mind?
Well, I was just calling because I heard that recent call. I just want to, I want to clarify what some of the brother was saying. I think he was trying to make a point. I think neuromelanin and phenomelanin, my bad. I think he was trying to make that point that we could be different at that extent.
We're definitely different.
I definitely agree with you that we all in one big continuum. You know, we all exist in something that's bigger than us and bigger than our ethnic group, bigger than our race, all that, you know. What we are called God, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. We are. And that's what it is everything works together in concert. And
Yeah.
you don't have to get along. You don't have to look alike. You don't have to be alike. As a matter of fact, conflict is natural to Earth. Period.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's where we get the term universe.
Yeah.
It's a conflict in itself. You know, we universal, but we also versus mean we against each other.
Uh-huh.
So even existing on this plane, you know, conflict, that's sexual tension. You know, sexual tension create things.
Yeah.
create beings and shit.
Sex is major conflict, but that creates babies.
Yeah, you know, and all beings do that. That's not exclusive to us as Black Americans or Africans or whoever. That's something exclusive to Earth. You know, you go into that water, you go deep down enough, you're gonna find something that creates something. You know.
Real talk, man. Real talk, man. Well, thanks for giving us a call, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, just like, see, people get hung up in their emotions. No, we're not the same. There's a difference between us being one and being the same. No, if we were the same, nothing on earth is the same. Like, gotta get that same shit out your mind. No two mountain ranges are the same. The ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Indian Ocean aren't the same. They're different. The Arctic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, you can see those images when the helicopters fly over, where the Indian Ocean meets the Atlantic Ocean. They're both water, but they're they're made of completely different things. But they're still one. Same thing when it comes to music. In music, you play as one. A guitar and a drum are different. A piano, a drum, a guitar, a horn are all completely different. But they all play their part and make one song. Yeah, you're right. No two snowflakes are the same, right? All this same talk. Fuck the same. And fuck getting along. You ain't got to get along with everybody. We're the same. No, we're not the same. We're different, but we're still one. Different and the same are two different things. And we say, Nori Neal says, as a musician, we say you have to add tension to make sure the harmonies in music are more colorful, right? A lot of these white supremacists are in direct opposition to us and our great welfare. But just because they're in opposition to it don't mean we ain't one. That's part of the story. You need a challenge. You need opposition. Opposition shows you how great you are. So we are the earth's true forbidden fruit and guilty pleasure. Them sundaughters can't help but hate on what's great, right? Albinism means zero melanin. Thank you, appreciate that, Victor Villain. Of course, Elizabeth, it all ties into music because music is where, see, music ties everything. Music is a sonic interpretation of life. See, and salute to the brother, but he got mad at me when I went to the music. Because when I went to the music, them water is too deep for most people to swim in. When we go to the Moors, we literally play the instruments of the Moors. And we've created our own here in America, the drum set and whatnot. But when you're dealing with our style of piano, the piano is the centerpiece to our music. It's a Moorish instrument. The Moors created it. Fact. It's a harp laid on the side with keys. The organ is a Moorish instrument. The organ comes from the Moors. Yes. The music. The same, you hear it in the music, you hear it. There's a lineage of sound. The same way we have lineages of phenotypes, there's also a lineage of sound. And it's the reason why we play Moorish instruments and not African instruments. We don't have any African instruments that we play. Even the banjo, the American banjo, is far different than the African one. And we don't even play the fucking banjo. When last time you heard a banjo in a song? That's some country western shit. Outside of country western, in certain parts of Delta Blues, ain't nobody playing no goddamn banjo. But everybody's playing the piano. Everybody. Playing the violin, instrument of the Moors. The cello, instrument of the Moors. The bass, instrument of the Moors. The whole goddamn orchestra. Barry White had a goddamn orchestra, not African hand drums in his music. You dig? Music of the Moors. Combined with the natural instruments, the drum, like the snare drum. That's straight up Native American. Snares come from them rattlesnakes. The snare drum, the American drum set is indigenous to here. Birchwood, usually birch and maple. The mahogany woods are more your cheaper drum sets, but your drum sets in the studio are gonna be maple and birch. Trees and American trees. You're right. Contrast creates new inventions. Yes. We operate completely different than them. Our culture's different. The way we stack our community is different. The way we interact with each other is different. Everything about how we operate is different than the white folks. Everything is different. All that shit different. Still one. The way the transmission operates is completely different from how the engine operates. Hell, look at your own body. You have a lymphatic system. Can we talk about it real quick? Can we talk about it real quick? Let's go back to we are one. The body is one. But you have a circulatory system. You have a respiratory system. You have a digestive system, a nervous system, an endocrine system, a muscular system, a skeletal system, an immune system, a lymphatic system, and all of these systems, a reproductive system, and all of these systems work independently of one another. The circulatory system does not, in no way, shape, or form, take on the same characteristics as the digestive system. The nervous system ain't nothing like the respiratory system. The nervous system don't touch the lungs, ain't nothing like the lungs. But when the nervous system goes into effect, it affects how the respiratory system works. When your nervous system is intact, you notice your digestive system stops. You've never been afraid and running from somebody and had to take a shit in the middle of running from somebody, right? Because the nervous system, although independent from the digestive system, still works in harmony with the digestive system and says, you know what? Now is not the time to drop your pants and drop a load. Gunshots are ringing out. Run. And the muscular system responds by giving your body extra oxygen from the respiratory system to push so you can run faster to get away from the danger. You're right, Miss Stacy. That's why you have specialists. That's why you have specialists, right? All of these systems work independently of one another, but they're still one. That's like somebody taking the skeletal system and taking the muscular system and saying, hey, those ain't the same. Them muscles over there, they got a little red. They got all they move, they bend. Those bones don't bend. Those bones, they ain't the same thing. You're right. But it's still one with the body. Sean Isaac, that is a behavior. Doesn't mean you aren't the same. You breathe the same oxygen, don't you? You eat the same food, don't you? If you jump in that water and not know how to swim, you're going to drown, ain't you? The bone don't lift. The muscle does. The bones and the muscles aren't the same, but they're still one. You niggas need to learn how to think on a deeper level. Don't get so goddamn angry that you don't look at the fucking world that you're in. I'm not the same as the ocean, but if the ocean decides to have a tsunami and come up on this earth, I only live 7 miles from the beach. It's going to affect me because we're one. All right, these people, they gonna learn today. The lymphatic system and the urinary system are completely different. Still one. And all of these things are existing at the same time in your body. In the same areas. Me personally, and I'm not gonna say niggas just does something we don't rape and pillage. Shit. I got niggas in my own neighborhood that'll kill you at a heartbeat. I wouldn't. But I know I've had family members who have since passed along, rest in peace. I got family members with bodies. And I mean bodies. I wouldn't kill a motherfucker. I wouldn't harm a fly. Still my cousin. Talking something we don't rape and pillage. Shit. Walk down the street. Got rapists all throughout the neighborhood. In the church. Look at the church. Goddamn what C.L. Franklin was accused of. That's sick shit. Niggas act like we just pure. Get the fuck out of here. Eddie Long. This nigga was booty bopping boys. Talking something we don't rape. Nigga, don't look any further than the motherfucking church if you want to see a rapist. The fuck is you talking about? Find rapists in church all goddamn day. I need you to talk about the jail. Yes, Fresco, I know what pillage means. I also know what rape means. You said rape and pillage. And yes, the fuck niggas do pillage. There are niggas that pillage. Fuck you talking about? Just like it's niggas that rape. I'm not the same as a rapist, but I'm still one. Much as I hate that motherfucker and wish he'd die. These niggas be having some stupid ass points they making. Well, we don't rape. Nigga, it's the fuck niggas do rape. Fuck out of here. I don't identify with them niggas that rape. They still do. Oh yeah, James Cleveland, Mr. Smoke. Yeah. They said James Cleveland was all up in them boys' booty holes. He said we don't rape. Fuck out of here. So this is easy. This is easy. This is easy. This nigga said, when did we ever colonized? Yeah, the Moors colonized nigga America before white folks did. And let's say a nigga never colonized. Have you heard of Carthage? Carthage colonized. Rome. Rome wasn't white Americans. They colonized. If niggas didn't colonize, what the fuck was Hannibal Barker doing then? I'll wait. Niggas is dumb. And again, it's the behavior. When has the lymphatic system ever picked up a weight? When has the lymphatic system ever picked up a weight? The lymphatic system don't pick up the weight, the muscle do. Still one. I'm tired of playing with yarn. It's just like playing with yarn, y'all. This nigga said, oh, when the last time we doing that? Nigga. You shut down the respiratory system and watch the digestive system and everything else fail. It's all one. And stop saying we. Nigga, just because we got dark skin don't mean me and you would have come from the same place. Nigga, I know my family history. Nigga, you might be from somewhere else. Stop saying we. You might be a Hebrew Israelite. Go ahead, nigga. And go read Deuteronomy and put on your purple and gold suit and carry your megaphone. I'm not gonna sit around and be like, we weren't the Israelites. No, it's a lot of niggas who were the Israelites. It's a lot of niggas that descend from the Carthaginians. It's a lot of niggas that descend from the Muskogee, from the Ohlone, from the Cherokee, from the Mojave. And most of us are mixed with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. That's most of us. But to go around saying, well, we ain't, nigga, fuck out of here. We. Hell yeah, William said shitting while you getting shot is crazy, right? Oh my God. Nigga saying, we ain't this, we ain't that. I don't know what the fuck you are. You probably not. You said we ain't more. Maybe you don't descend from the Moors, but I'm a musician. I know what music comes through my DNA. I feel it. But anyway, I've had enough fun tonight. It's gotten dark. What's today? Wednesday? Let me get out and listen to some music tonight. But yeah, just because people don't behave the same don't mean they aren't the same. We are one. We are one. And you don't have to like it. But when I saw what happened in Oklahoma City When they bomb and them white supremacists bomb that building, that changed laws for the rest of us. Okay, Fresco Live said we had music before the Moors. Duh. Music has been around as long as humans have been around. Now, show me the instrumentation of the people who were around before the Moors and show me that instrumentation played here in the United States of America, then you and I can have a conversation. Hung up the phone for a reason, because at some point, Cassius get to whining. They just want to be right, so they change the subject. And you prove them wrong here, and they bring up a point there. You prove that point wrong there, they bring up a point here. I ain't got time for that. Once I prove your point wrong, it's over with. I'm not going to keep you bringing up another point and me having to shoot down each point. Nigga, come up with a solid point, make your point, and make it tight, airtight, to where I can't prove it wrong. Then we good. But if I prove the first thing you say wrong, argument's over, bruh. Period. Get over it. If the niggas, what do they say? Your first shot is your best shot. If your first shot gets canceled out in 3 seconds, what the fuck else are you gonna tell me? Nothing. What do they say? What do we say in music? You better come harder than that. When you go to the hole, you better dunk that bitch. You better not come into the hole shooting the layup. Knock that shit up out of here. You better come with 2 hands and But white rage is rising, y'all. And what we need to do, folks, is sit back and watch. Allow them to cannibalize themselves. Allow them to cannibalize themselves. Oh yeah, Ben Frank said when he said they weren't from Earth, he was yeah. Hell, me personally, I don't think I'm from Earth. We from Earth. My personal belief, and I don't give my personal beliefs all the time, but I believe we're all star seeds. I believe some people are seeded from the Pleiades star system. I think some people are seeded from the Sirius star system. I think some people were created by the seeds of the star systems. I believe all that shit's true. I don't believe we evolved from no goddamn monkeys. Nah. But I do believe we were seeded from the stars. And I believe that through that time we've been seeded from the stars, there have been different epochs and evolutions. You had the giants. Think about it here on Earth. Earth is just, and that's why when Dude said you don't know, I was like, did y'all see how quick I admitted? I said I don't know. Do y'all, Ben Frank, do you remember that when he said, see, you don't know? Hell no, I don't know. And I'm never going to profess that I do know. We had a time with the giants. Even the time with the giants was different. You had a time that the giants were 12 feet tall. You had a time where there's skeletons of 27-foot tall giants. And they all lived at completely different times on Earth. The 27-foot giants didn't live on Earth at the same time as the 12-foot giants. They didn't live on Earth at the same time as the 40-foot giants. You got 40-foot giants out there. They all didn't live on Earth at the same time. You had the time of the dinosaurs. Nigga, you had time where like insects were the size of Shaquille O'Neal because the oxygen was so great on the planet. Insects were 7 feet tall. You had the time that that California was frozen under an ice cap. There was also a time where California was underwater. Los Angeles at one point in time, Los Angeles was under the ocean. And the Sahara Desert was a tropical paradise. And the Mediterranean Sea was an inland lake with no access to the Atlantic Ocean. We've had some crazy different times, and we're all connected to the stars. The moon affects our moods. Today's Wednesday. Wednesday is my day. Wednesday is the day of Mercury, the day of communication. This is the day you have Saturday, Saturn Day. Monday, Moon Day. The whole universe is made of iron, silver, gold, manganese. And we're all made of those elements that are in the universe. You dig? You're right. The Michigan lakes were carved by enormous glaciers, right? So was the air. So was the mesas in Arizona. Those mesas in Arizona were carved off by receding ice caps. And under that land in Arizona, you have skeletons where at the time where the giants were 27-foot giants lived over there at one point. I don't know when the giants came. I don't know when they left. But I do believe the stars seed us. And when we're all thrown into this bowl we call Earth, this globe we call Earth, we become one. The same way if I'm in my house right now with nobody in here, but if one of my friends come over to my house, they're now one inside where I am. And what I do in my house affects whatever experiences my guests have. A guest in my house, whatever they do affects me as the owner of this house. You can't be around somebody else and what they do not have an effect on you. That's why they say, watch who you hang around. Watch who you make friends with. Because you become one with those who will share proximity with you. What they do has an effect on you. That's life. So while these folks, to close out the point, while these folks over here rage, their rage has an effect on us. Indirect effect, but an effect. Because I'm one with all inhabitants of this planet. Period. I love how the chat room is just ignoring that one stupid motherfucker in there. They left. Or y'all banned them, I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, true definition of influence, right. Right. But join the Patreon, y'all. Join the Patreon. We have some dope stuff over there. The Music University starts back this coming Sunday. Class number 4. You're going to be focusing on the 70s. And part of the 60s into the 70s. We're going to be focused on that. All right. We did a reading show. I re-uploaded a reading show on Patreon today. And we'll do some more. The video I did yesterday, at some point I'll put it back up here on YouTube, but it won't have the music. Yesterday's video is going to make the most sense if you catch it on Patreon or catch it as a member with the music being played, all right? Thank y'all again for listening. Remember, there are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. We out.